Back with another video. It's been a while since I've done a reaction style video. Few quick things. I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I'm going to give you some of my anecdotal experiences, which are based off of real court documented experiences where I actually won. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only, and this is not legal advice. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
What number are you asking the court to set your child support at today?
Honestly, I'm not expecting to pay child support at all.
You want the court to set it at 0?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why do you?
Okay, so let's stop at that point right there. If you go to court and they ask you, what do you want your child support to be set at? For most people, I guess in this situation, they don't have like a record of what he actually makes per year. They're trying to get you to, they're fishing basically. They're trying to see what you feel comfortable paying to get an idea of what they're going to set your child support. For 80% of people, they already know how much you make. They already know how much she makes. And there's this calculation that they do in order to determine what your child support is going to be set at. So basically, when a child is with you, they can't have a higher living standard than or living quality than they would have if they were living with her. They have to be balanced. So whatever you make, they're going to make sure that it's balanced when the child is with you, as opposed to when the child is with her. Everybody's situation is different. I deal with generalizations. So what happens the majority of the time, not necessarily your anecdotal experiences. Everything can be different. Everything has an exception. So he should have given like $200, $150. He should have never led with 0, because if you made it to the child support case, you're going to be on child support.
Why are you asking for $0?
Because me and Miss McDuffie fully co-parent. I fully get my son throughout the week, 4 days out the week. I'm fully capable of taking care of him when he's in my custody. She's the same as well. So I don't understand why I would be paying child support when we split.
Okay, so that statement right there, that is a very selfish statement in the eyes of the law, because again, it has to be balanced. It doesn't matter. You're not there for sole custody, so none of that matters. You're there for child support. So you were supposed to give a set amount that you feel comfortable paying, and they were going to still do the calculations, but they were going to take that into consideration. By you saying 0, you're not giving them nothing to work with. Keep in mind, we are here for child support. Child support is going to be set one way or the other. We're not leaving this building until child support is set. So get that out of your mind, young men. If you go get put on child support and you didn't do the proper things to like go for custody or make sure that your custody case happened before your child support case, you are there for child support. It's nothing else to talk about. It's a good saying that I like to say. If it's not on the docket, it's not getting discussed. If it's not on the docket, it's not getting discussed. Period.
She have him, she take care of him, and when I have him, I take care of him.
Please keep in mind that he has the child more than he has her.
Don't drop him off with anything. I don't drop him off with anything, and we fully take care of him. So I don't see why we have to pay extra.
Again, they're trying to establish a balance. Just because you're able to take care of the child, just because you keep the child more, that does not matter. You make more money. So they're trying to level the playing field as far as money goes. That's why we're here. She makes less money. She requested child support. Child support is going to be set one way or another. I'm pretty sure you had months and months and months before this happened. But we're going to get into that at the later part of the video. But I'm pretty sure you had time to prep. So you should have gotten a lawyer, seek counsel or something to be better prepared for this case, which he is not prepared. But again, we're going to get into that.
When did you and Miss McDuff stop living together?
I would say the ending of March of 2024.
And since that time, have you paid any money directly to Miss McDuff?
No, notice what I'm saying. He said, well, I keep her 4 days and she keeps them the rest of the week. I can take care of my days. She could take care of her days. Notice how everybody disregarded what he said. Because if it's not on the docket, it's not getting discussed. We are here for child support. We're not talking about nothing else. You can talk about it, but we're not going to interact with it. Some judges will entertain it and still set child support. But for the most part, you'll have a nonchalant judge like this who has other caseloads to do and delegate over or rule over, and they're not even going to entertain it. Okay, but we're here to set child support. It's unfortunate, but that's just how court cases go. If it's not on the docket, it doesn't get discussed. And notice the lawyer went and asked him a very important question. Since y'all separated, now we have a time frame. He's going to tell when they separated or when they stopped living with each other. That's when child support starts. That's very important. That's when child support started, when they stopped living with each other, at least in this case. Normally it starts, from the time that the domicile parent files. A lot of people don't understand that. She is automatically the domicile parent. He never went for custody. She is the domicile parent. She gets food stamps. She gets SNAP. She gets WIC. She gets all of these other benefits of being the domicile parent, not him. Automatically. Until you go for custody, until one of the parents go for custody, until one of the parents goes for extended visitation or a stipulated agreement with visitation set, no one has custody. Mom is just understood to be the domicile parent, custodial parent, if you will. Again, lawyer asked him a very important question, trying to get a timeline to see what type of arrears he's going to be in. They still doing the case. He's just the one who doesn't know what's going on. They setting him up the entire video. So they asked him when they stopped living with each other. Now we have a time frame. Now he's going to ask him, how much money have you been sending her per month in order to take care of your child? And we're going to have his answer.
Yes.
How much?
I roughly, maybe off the top of my head, $400.
Okay. Are you in agreement to the order containing a retroactive child support judgment against you after credit, or are you asking that you be ordered to pay $0 in back child support?
Pay zero.
Okay, so now they're talking about the arrears. He've already established or gave a timeline to how long they haven't been living with each other. So that's how far back the arrears are going to start. All right. So now he just asked him, how much money have you been sending her? To him, he took that as 400 and something a month. So you've already established, he just established that he can afford to pay $400 a month. Logically thinking, by me being in situations like this and being in courtrooms like this and actually going to school for criminal justice, sitting in the family court, sitting in criminal courts, cases and stuff like that, he just set his child support without even knowing it. He just said how far the arrears are without even knowing it.
And back child support.
Okay. Can you tell the court why?
I wouldn't understand why I'll be paying back child support, because when we only been split for a year. Before then, I was paying the rent, the bills. We were both taking care of the kids. It was no problem. We only been split for a year, and I still get my kid 4 days out the week, and I'm fully taking care of my kid when he's in my care, and she fully take care of him when she's in his care.
Okay. And right now you're
So the best answer for that question that he just asked him was no, because I've been sending her money every month. And to further explain that, anything that you send per month to the woman that is not money, cash, I'm getting my words mixed up, y'all. A money order, Cash App, Venmo, that they can actually document and you could bring to court showing that you paid her monthly, is a gift. Oh, Your Honor, I take care of her. I buy her clothes, I buy her food. It's a gift. I just took her shopping the other week. That's a gift. How much money did you send her for the child? If you say $0, you're automatically in the arrears. Automatically. Because again, if it's not on the docket, it doesn't get discussed. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. So all this stuff that he's saying, notice they not even entertaining it. They just disregarding it because it doesn't matter. We're here to set child support. And if it's not on the docket, it doesn't get discussed.
The child at least
4. I would get them Thursday afternoon and drop them off Monday afternoon.
4 days.
Do you have any safety concerns, Mr. Fox, with Ms. McDuff knowing your address?
No, sir.
Okay, so he said the time frame that he actually gets his child, that doesn't matter. Unless he has a legal, stamped and approved, stipulated agreement that shows that he has custody in the eyes of the state. It's just a verbal agreement between them two. That's all it is. It doesn't matter. If he would have brought in a stipulated agreement signed by both him and her, that would have been different. He could have presented that to the court. Hey, look, this is how often I have my kids. Hey, look, these are my check stubs. This is how much I make. He should have been a lot more thorough than he is right now. He should have sought counsel. And if he couldn't afford a counsel, I'm not sure what he could have did, but he's not prepared for this case, yo. At all. At all. Should have had his check stubs showing that, hey, look, I only work at Dollar General. Hey, I only work at Walmart. I can't afford that. Hey, look, we signed a stipulated agreement. We have joint custody. This is the days that I got her. I don't just have them on weekends. I have my daughter these days. She has the daughter or the daughter son on these days. They need that stipulated agreement so it can be official. It's going to be signed and sealed, or sealed and signed by a judge with various stipulations, holidays, all of this other stuff. A stipulated agreement is what he needed in this situation. Otherwise, it's just words. People say words all the time, and you can go home and just leave her with the child 24/7. Now you're stuck with, no child support, and you don't even keep the kid for real. Nobody knows this. It's just his word. Whereas if you had that stipulated agreement, it'll be on record.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, then I will accept the agreed portions of this order, make the agreed portions the order of the court. I will order child support at $429 per month. I will order a retroactive child support judgment of $5,400 per month. Order that paid at $90 per month. Order court costs as billed. Anything further, Mr. Dell? The exchange location. The exchange location will be at the residence of the child. Mr. Fox, it is your obligation to pick this child up and take this child back home. Anything you and Ms. McDuff agree to outside of that is fine. But neither one of you have safety concerns, so I don't see any reason to do a neutral exchange location.
The first time that I saw this, I could not believe it.
So I know MTR is going to go into some other things or whatever, but it's very important that you rewind what I just said. If it's not on the docket, it doesn't get discussed. If you make it all the way, the months it takes for you to get into court without actually seeking counsel, without actually getting a stipulated agreement with visitation set, joint custody set, this is going to happen to you 99.9% of the time. No judge is going to take favor. They're asking you various questions that they need to actually get child support set. They asked him how long they've been separated. He said a year. So they factored in 400 and whatever times the year. That's his retro arrears. And that's what he's going to pay, the $90 a month, until he's paid that $5,000 and something off. Plus, he's going to pay the $400 and something a month in actual child support. He was totally unprepared for this case. Is it fair? No. You can argue that. But in the eyes of the law, they're trying to make it even. So if you can provide at this point, and at that point, that's when Well, let me finish that point. If you can provide at this point, you have to make sure that she can provide at that point when the child is no longer in your eyesight or in your custody, so to speak. Um, so that's how they think about it. So if let's say they had similar jobs and they had the same job, child support would have been probably $100 and something dollars, because at most, you know what I'm saying, they can prove that their wages are about the same, that he doesn't have. But the stipulated agreement is what you need to come to court with, yo. You can't just come with your word. Words mean nothing, especially for us men. Women can go and do that, but that's where the unfairness of it all begins. Again, they asked him very specific questions. How long have you been separated? Now we know when the arrears start. How much have you ever sent her? Had he said 250, depending on their base or whatever, because I know every state has like a base, like 250. You can't pay less than 250, or you can't pay less than 150 or something like that. So if he would have said like $50 or something, they wouldn't have said it at 50. Maybe they would have just bumped it up another $50 and said it at $100 or whatever. So he basically set his own child support by answering the questions the way he did. Well, how much have you ever sent her? Well, about 400 and something. Okay, well, we're going to set it at 430, because obviously you can send that amount. And we have to take into account, I didn't hear them say anything about how much he made. Maybe he skipped between the video or whatever. So obviously they don't know how much he made. They just went off of what he said he was comfortable paying, or what he was comfortable paying before they got involved. Keep in mind, they are going to charge a fee. So she may end up getting like 4 plus the 90, probably about $400, because they're going to charge their fees to keep this going. It's like we caught him for you, so you have to pay us type of situation. Anyway, let's see what else MTR has to say, and maybe I'll just react to some of the things that he says.
And then I thought to myself, well, am I surprised, right? Surprised that the judge, as cold, calculating, unfazed, ignored everything that the father just said. Logically speaking, the child is with the father more. So why are you making him pay child support on top of that?
Okay, let's go ahead and react to that portion of what he just said. She ignored everything he said because if it's not on the docket, it doesn't get discussed. We are here to set child support. You should have did your due diligence, knowing that your court case came up, and research something. You know, I know, I get it. He's just a civilian. He doesn't know that. I went to criminal justice. I know to research laws and research different things, which is why I learned about all of this. None of what he said is admissible unless he said, well, you know, Your Honor, she's on drugs. Now, now we have something to work with. But what he said, it doesn't matter, yo. It doesn't matter. We're here to set child support. So they asked him specific questions. He was unable to answer those questions, or he was unwilling to answer those questions. So they set it at whatever he did say. Is it cold? That's up in the air. That can be argued. We're not here. It's not on the docket, so I don't have to discuss it. You can talk about it. You can tell us. And also, lastly, before I continue with the video, I think she did take it into consideration. $400, man, most people are paying $800, $1,000. Like, most people are paying way more than that in this day and age. Unless this video is old, I think she did take it into account. I would have took those 400 and I ran with them. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am. You know, like, but that's just me. I'm dead serious. And I know some people that's probably watching this video, yeah, I would have took the 400. But anyway, let's see what else MTR has to say.
Completely unfazed in hearing that, and still wants to charge him $500 a month as well as back child support. But the wild part to me is how unfazed that she is as she gives her verdict. Now, if you have a conversation with a judge, if you have a conversation with these people in the family court system, they'll say something to the effect of, well, we do what's in the best interest of the child. Bullshit. How is this in the best interest of the child? How? Help me understand how this is in the best interest of the child. It makes absolutely no sense to me. If you're saying that the best interest of the child is not about the amount of days that the child has the father that are, the parents that are currently separated within the child's life, but what's in the best interest of the child is the money that one of the parents receives. You are reducing that father to be nothing more than a paycheck because you're signaling to him that no matter how many days that you spend with your child, that you're taking care of your child while your child is with you, it just doesn't matter.
MTR has a very valid point. Again, they're trying to balance the financial aspect of it. So if you make significantly more, the child can't come from her living poor to gold and silver, if that makes sense. It's unfortunate, but that's up to him to go for full custody. The judge can't make him go for full custody. So if he's smart, he'll get a lawyer and he'll go for custody or get a stipulated agreement, which specifies his days that he actually has, his visitation or whatever, and either try to become the domicile parent, then you'll sway it in your favor. But until he actually goes for custody, it's nothing that the judge is going to do. Now, I think MTR goes into like the statistics and the stats of it and how the FBI made the states implement some type of child support. That's a little bit out of my league, so I won't go into that or whatever. I don't think the judge or anything gets like a quota from it or whatever. Again, if it's not on the docket, it doesn't get discussed. If you don't do your due diligence to research stuff, because you put yourself in that position, you had that child, same as me. I did the same thing. I had to go research this stuff. I had to go look up this stuff. I had to go get me a lawyer or whatever. And maybe he's not in a position to do that, but maybe this video will reach him and he'll know, like, hey, look, go get you a lawyer if you can, save up your money if you can, and go try to fight this or whatever. And this is how you do it. But anyway, hopefully I explained everything as far as like the questions they were asking him to see what the arrears were going to be, to see how much child support was going to be, to make you better understand that once you make it to the child support case, that's not when you fight it. You fight it before the child support case even happens. In my situation, I had my custody case first. I found out about the child support case, got a lawyer, fought to get the custody case first, ended up signing a stipulated agreement which specified holidays, birthdays, and visitation. We split 1 week on, 1 week off, and my child support was thrown into, instead of tier A, it was placed in tier B or whatever. Now, will this happen for you? I'm not sure, but if you follow the guidelines, learn the information, learn the new laws that may or may not have come out, you'll put yourself in a better position. Now, to stop yourself from being in a position like this altogether, make sure you bid the person that you're with, stop the one night stands and the flings with no protection. That's gonna stop it 100%. But anyway, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to give you the information. Anyway, this your boy Tate. Until next time, drop your questions down below if you have any. I'll try to answer them. Keep in mind, this is for entertainment purposes only, but this is great information. And if you got the information, congratulations. If you have any questions, I will answer them. Until next time, peace.
Money coming, money go. I've been at it on the low. Trapping out a while live. I can see the leaders doing, let's be talking plans and maybe seeing you. Pull up on you, let me scoop. Nobody here but me and you. Got a little ring to it, turn that thing fluid in the coupe. Way you look, I know it's real. I'm on my Marshawn shit.